Hi guys, it's your friend Kat, and today we're going to do a full face using only drugstore makeup products, specifically only makeup products from one single brand. And today's brand is E.L.F. I was lucky enough for them to send me some products, but over half of these products I bought myself because whenever we get PR packages, us YouTubers, we don't get to pick out usually what they send, like 99.9% of the time. So this is one of the things I bought, which is the foundation. I hope this is the right color for me because I don't know. And even the makeup brushes I'm using today are from E.L.F. as well. And I will list all the products and put even the price at the end of this video. And during this video, I really want to talk about something very important. I thought this was a turn thing, but it's actually a pump. This looks really high end, and I love how it's like actual glass. It's very tiny though, SPF 15, but reapply every 2 hours. Okay, and it's oil free. We'll see how this goes. I'm gonna do it at the back of my hand. I hope this is my color because I bought no other foundation. It might work. Ooh, this has a strong smell. It smells like old lady perfume, which I like, but I don't know how it will be for my skin. We will see. So today I thought I would talk about failures because I feel like a lot of YouTubers and people in general, they might be stuck in a rut in life and feel like they are failing at something. And I'm gonna talk about every single failure I could think of that I've been through in my life. These are moments where I felt like I was stuck. I didn't achieve something that was my goal. This kind of burns my eyes a little. So one of the first failures I went through in my life was in high school. I really wanted to do something with art, and computers was a big thing when I was going to high school. So we got a choice in my high school to go to certain programs. Honestly, the shade selection is not that bad. The coverage isn't bad either. It's a light to medium. Like I said, I was in a program called ATM, which is Applied Technology Magnet, meaning that we specialize in most of our classes revolving around computer technology. I took 2 classes as my elective. One was graphic design because I wanted to do something with art, and I wanted to do something also with computers since, like I said, computers is such a big thing. And I failed at graphic design so bad, and I practically did not do well at editing videos, as in making animations. My teacher told me that I would get nowhere with computers in my life because I was so terrible, and he gave me a D one time then failed me the next. I took him twice. His name was Mr. Vassapoli at Lakewood High School, and he could not stand me and I could not stand him. And I felt like such a big failure when he would tell me this. It just like really hurt because I really wanted to do something with art and computers. And I really tried in his class. I would stay extra hours after to try to finish projects because I always got behind because I had no clue. The way he explained things, it was like you had to know basic knowledge before even taking his class, but it wasn't like a requirement. I don't know. It was such a terrible experience for me personally because he made me feel so dumb. Maybe it just wasn't my field. And I also took architectural design as an elective and drawing out on the computer maps of floor plans and different types of housing type things. And I thought that, oh, this will be great. You just draw lines. And it involved math though, which I didn't think about for some reason. Of course it's gonna involve math and architectural design to build houses because you create the plans for builders to make homes and buildings and communities. I felt like I failed those 2, and I felt so terrible about it because I thought I was pretty decent at computers, and I thought that I was not a bad student, and I always did good in school until I took those classes, you know? I have a feeling you guys wanted to see this makeup right after I did my full face of dollar store makeup, so you guys are like, think I could achieve anything now? It's not that I don't believe in myself, it's just the products really do matter how good quality they are for them to apply well on your face, I feel like. So I don't know how much faith I have. We'll see. At least I feel like these dollar E.L.F. products, some of them are like $1 to $5. They're a lot better quality than the dollar store makeup. In my eyes, I need some eye drops in my eyes because my allergies yesterday, I was supposed to film this yesterday, and they are ridiculous. And another topic I feel like we need to talk about of me failing in life, I should have done this during high school, but I did it in college, was getting my driver's license. I was such, like, not a wuss, but I feel like everybody, when it comes to relationships and like steps like that in life, where it really is about you as a person and like your safety and your morale and everything. This I'm going to use for blush and contour. I heard the dupe to Nars Laguna bronzer. We will see. I feel like it should be as pink on the box, but it's not. Anyways, I didn't get my driver's license until I was probably 20 years old because I was so scared. I come from a family of Asian people who are terrified of driving. My mother does not drive freeways, neither does my aunt, her sister, and I don't know why, but all of the women in our family are terrified of driving freeways. Me, not so much. I'll drive anywhere now that I have my license, but before, I was terrified of driving. I just like put my down so hard, so much before I got my license. Didn't think I'd pass the test, didn't think I was doing good at my studies and like practicing driving, but I actually was doing good. And me and my family, we grew up riding motorcycles before we could even like write. Like when we were 5 years old, we all knew how to ride a motorcycle. That's just a family tradition. We ride dirt bikes and camping off-road. And so most of us are pretty good drivers because we have to learn safety by the time we were 5 or 6 when we were learning how to ride dirt bikes and ATVs. So I had that advantage, but when I took my driver's test to get my license, I not only failed once, I failed twice, and the third time I finally got it. And this was like not just the written test, but the actual behind the wheel one. And I blame my teachers. Here's why. My mother and father watched me every time I took the test, and they said I did such a good job, but the teacher would stop me in the car and saying that I was like a hazard to other drivers if I like just braked a little bit too hard at the end of the test after I passed with flying colors, and they marked me off everything just for that. And it was so ridiculous, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? And I felt so like the world was against me because it was about something that I couldn't control, like my test and my grades, that I just started crying in the middle of the DMV. It was so ridiculous, and I felt like such a failure. Never thought I would pass, but I finally passed. And the teacher even told me, I'm like, well, did I do okay when I passed? And he's like, oh yeah, you did amazing. I don't know what's wrong with those other teachers, because I told them what happened the other times, but I did good. But I felt like such a failure when I failed twice before. I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely one of those people who put so much pressure on themselves. Maybe everybody's like this, especially because I feel like as an artist, we put so much more pressure on ourselves and are critical towards ourselves more than other people. I don't put a lot of blush on because it's like a weird color. It's not a weird color, I feel like it just needs a lot. I also got these E.L.F brush cleanser wipes. You'll see how they work. So that they clean your makeup brushes throughout, because I don't have that many E.L.F makeup brushes, even though I got a few. And I don't know why, I always get darkness right here, so I have to put extra coverage here. I wish they had like a corrector, but I couldn't find like a under eye concealer corrector, like an orange, creamy, salmon tone or anything like that. Speaking of getting my license, finally in college, this is an odd, brow thing. I was can you believe this, a business major in college. Most of my family, they're mostly Asian, and they're either like a nursing or a doctor or a lawyer or something in business. Most of them is in business, so I'm like, oh, my family honestly convinced me to do a business major, and that was a bad idea. I took 2 years of accounting in my first year of business major, and I failed it not once but twice, because I'm like, the first time I failed, I'm like, I could totally do this. And I remember the teacher, his name was Mr. Noggle. He was so mean and so terrible. I did like extra tutoring and studying courses, and he's like, oh no, he promised me that I was gonna get a C even though I tried so hard, and he ended up failing me even though he told me like 2 weeks before our test, even if you fail the test, you're gonna get a C. Lies. I don't know why my brain's not just meant for accounting whatsoever. And I remember I was on like this probation this is actually pretty good, I like it. I was on a probation at college for having such a low GPA from accounting and just my business major classes destroying my GPA. I had like almost a 4.0 and then went down to like a 2 point something, and it was so terrible, and I felt like such a big loser failure after failing accounting twice. I remember my accounting teacher, to this day, it just sticks with me. He told me that I'll never get anywhere in my life with business, and that art, if I want, because he knew I was really into art and I really loved it. He said art is for wusses, and like I would never get anywhere with an art career ever in my life. And well, look me now, I just tried. Speaking of failing, and I remember after I finally decided, I fought with my parents, I decided to do a business, switch from business to art. I failed my art history class twice, and that was the only art class I didn't like. All the other ones I aced, and I loved it. My art history teacher was some piece of work. She could not stand me as well, and everybody in class was like falling asleep and sleeping, and I would just like close my eyes just a little bit while we were doing the slideshows. We just literally had to take notes, take tests, and watch slideshows. That was all the class was about. And she would just catch me, make sure she'd catch me right when I just closed my eyes for a second and yell at me, even though there was kids like sleeping next to me in class. She did not like me whatsoever either. I know it makes me sound like everyone's out to get me, and I feel like I'm trying to portray myself as this weakling who like, oh, it's all about me, everyone's out to get me, but honestly, I'm telling the truth. And oh my gosh, another time I felt like I was failing in life. I had one of my first jobs was retail, and I worked at a pregnancy women clothing store. I'm not gonna name the name of it, and because their sales like was so terrible. You had to make so many dollars worth of sales for each time you sold items to a customer, and if you didn't meet those, you wouldn't meet your points of sales that day. Maybe all sales jobs are like this, but I was just not made for sales maybe, even though I did it for so many years. It honestly was just torture to me because I don't like having to try to sell people credit cards, and I know they can't afford it, and I still have to sell it to them to meet a certain criteria. And I remember I had to, my sales were so bad that I had to leave. This might be better using my finger because it's like a cream eyeshadow and it's this beautiful color. I had to quit my job before they would let me go and fire me because I wasn't meeting my sales, just so that I wouldn't have that on my resume that I was fired from a job. I never wanted that. And pat on the back, I never have been fired. And then after that, I went to a legal office. I worked as a lawyer's assistant while I was doing YouTube at the first year or so. That was so much work, and I felt like a failure at that because I finally had a job that everyone else thought was perfect for me, even though me in a law office felt like I wanted to bash my head into the wall every day. The law office went out of business and I lost my job. So yay, that was fun. Can you see me working at a law office? It was terrible. Also, the concealer I put on my eyes is like caking up in my fine lines. Don't like it. I made sure to, when I made my Ulta purchase, I looked on online reviews on everything I bought and made sure they were good, but this concealer is terrible. Doing like a rose gold very pink look today. Honestly trying to hide that caked concealer with eyeshadow. So let's switch on over to this eyeshadow palette I bought. It had really good reviews, I remember, on Ulta. And of course it was really cheap. I think it was $10 or under for 10 eyeshadows, which is not bad. So eyeshadow, I just opened it and it fell out before, I don't even know where it went. Not so good, E.L.F. The glue must not be good. But another time I felt like I was failing when I was building my art career on YouTube while I was doing the law office job. I was doing finally something I liked, and it was drawing. And I felt like, oh my gosh, yay, I'm finally doing something I like to do. But I was getting depressed while I was doing it, and it made no sense. I'm like, okay, if I want to do this for a career, like how am I going to if it's making me depressed because I had so much anxiety, you guys, from doing those art videos, and everyone's like, why don't you do art videos anymore? If you guys have been watching my YouTube channel for a long time, I used to make people's faces and artwork out of like candy and like little tiny stars and just crazy things. I'd make giant art pieces, and it'd make me so depressed and stressed out and anxious because if I failed at that, that was like 13 hours of straight work going down the drain, and people were so critical. I think they're critical now with just makeup on my face, but they're so much more critical with actual artwork, real life art. In almost every video to this day, even though it's been like 4 years since I've done a video like that because I stopped doing it, it made me so depressed. A lot of you guys still ask me why I don't do videos like that anymore of me doing actual traditional artwork, and I do only makeup now. I know it, like a lot of people subscribed to this channel originally, like 100,000 or so before I transitioned into like beauty makeup and effects makeup, but it made me so depressed, guys, and I know in the long run you guys wouldn't want me depressed, and I feel like makeup, I have so much more fun and joy out of it. I could build my skill and technique a lot better, and just for my soul and spirit, it feels like such a better field for me, and I feel so much more better doing it. I feel so less depressed doing it as well. Even though I had like a successful art gallery and stuff, one time when I was doing my art career on YouTube, and a lot of you guys came and saw me in person when I did that. I need to do another meetup. I don't think I've done one since then, which was so long ago. I hope you guys understand, and I felt like such a big failure when people would tell me these things, that I'm such a terrible person for not doing art anymore and I'm doing makeup now like everybody else. But I hope you guys see that my makeup, I try to do it differently, and I try to like bring artistic skill into it. So I just hope you guys see that, and I honestly just like really try to make both of us happy and do makeups that you guys want to see, and it honestly makes me so much happier doing makeup than art. This black gel liner is terrible. I tried to do it as my waterline, but it's not working out so well. And oh my gosh, another time I felt like I failed was when I lived in my little tiny apartment before I got this one, and I got an actual trainer because I was so sick of, not fat comments, but just like I wanted to be healthier and more fit just for myself personally, and I was so sick of having excuse after excuse for myself. So I got a trainer. I paid him a grip of money. Was with him for 9 or 10 months. There wasn't a pound or an ounce that came off of my body. I feel like I was gaining more, and I was doing so many more weights, and it like made me depressed because I would work out like 4 or 5 times a week. I'm gonna use these eyelashes from E.L.F. And I saw absolutely no results. And I spent so many months, time and money. It was around the time my uncle passed away and my dog died. So that definitely made me feel like a big fat failure because my trainer was pushing me so much to like do this because I had such motivation. I work hard in almost everything. Yes, everything I do, I try to work hard. But it's so hard to like run my business and do everything and work out. And I was failing at working out and trying to like get in shape and lose weight, and it was so much pressure. And I don't know, maybe I just didn't find the right trainer for me or whatever, but this is not sticking to my eye. But I honestly feel like with losing weight, everybody feels like a big fat failure, and it's one of the hardest tasks to do the older you get. And so it's not that that gave me relief. Like, I still have struggle with losing weight, and a lot of people say it's because I was anorexic at one time, that I myself destroyed my metabolism. That's what my trainer was telling me. But then I don't know, man, like I felt like when I was in a training session and trying to lose weight and had all these people like trying to help me out, like they were still pinpointing it to me, and I would calculate how much I ate every single day and write down and send it to a trainer and nutritionalist, and they still couldn't understand why I wasn't losing weight. And I'm not like super obese or anything, I know that. Like I'm in a US size 10, which I don't think is bad. It's actually my favorite number. I've always been a fluffy person, and I'll never be skinny unless I like starve myself, which I'm not gonna do that again. Not healthy at all. But that's why I wanted to make this video, because I feel like a lot of people could relate to it. Like just stuff to make you see that us as YouTubers, we may not talk about the most not every YouTuber talks about personal stuff about their life like I do, or people say even more personal stuff. But you know what I mean? Like, we're not perfect. We're just humans, like everybody else. Man, I hate that black eyeliner. Ooh, I like the formula of this. Okay, now that I have this on, it's a little greasy and oily. This is eyeshadow, by the way, and I thought it was lipstick, but I'm gonna use it anyways because it's such a pretty rose gold color. Honestly, this rose gold liquid thing's amazing. And I'm done with my makeup, so let's get situated and show you the end result. But thank you guys so much for watching this video and hanging out with me today. I love definitely the rose gold liquid eyeshadow that I put on my lips and on my inner corner, and the brow pencil was so surprisingly good. I cannot stand this cheek color. It looks a little orange on camera to me, but let me know what you guys think. I definitely was inspired by like pinks and rose golds today. I just wanted to do something a little bit more girly. I feel like lately most of my beauty makeups look very natural and bronze. If you like this video, please subscribe for more beauty makeup videos and chats, and there's also a ton of makeup effects and body painting coming up. Let me know down below anytime that you guys feel like you have failed in life, because I feel like life is a whole bunch of moments when we feel like we're stuck in a rut or we think we failed at something, but everybody makes mistakes and we just have to get back up there and dust ourselves off and keep going at it in life. There's so many different steps in life, and you don't have to do everything and get your degrees by the time you are 25. Like, I feel like America and society in general all over the world pressures us to get degrees, become successful, have a family by a certain age, and if we don't meet that criteria, we feel like big failures, and that's what this video is about. Everybody makes mistakes, and we're all human, and you can't expect everybody to be perfect or whatever perfect and normal in society is. I don't like the word normal or perfect. No, not in my vocabulary, what? So thank you guys again for listening to me rant and rabble and watching this, and I love you all. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!